Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star 2, Land of Origin based on novel. So let's start. I have already set up the formation. Luo Feng looked at Yuan Xiong Palace Master. We can act at any time. Yuan Xiong Palace Master instructed, first, you need to participate in defending the city. Like the other elder avatars, intercept and kill those lurkers. The fewer low-level primordial life lurkers in the city, the longer we can hold out. Second, your identity must remain confidential. When you use the formation, I will say it was me who deployed it. I understand, Luo Feng nodded. Once exposed, he would become the target of all. Under the relentless siege of the superlimit level enchanting heartworm, and other leader true bodies, Luo Feng, even with the power of Yulon City, couldn't be sure of his survival. Go. You are now the city lord of Yulon City. If you have any arrangements, send me a message. I will give orders to all sides, Yuan Xiong Palace Master said. Luo Feng nodded and quietly left the common cave mansion in the outer city district. Yuan Xiong Palace Master remained hidden, silently watching everything. I've done all I can, from here on, it's up to fate, Yuan Xiong Palace Master murmured. Since the new low-level primordial life army joined outside the city, he could calculate that Yulon City wouldn't hold for more than half a day. But regardless, he must hold out until the last moment. As Luo Feng hurried to the core area of Yulon City, he used the refined city building seal to perfectly understand every corner of the city and know the positions of the low-level primordial life lurkers. My formation is much weaker than the star array. It will target just one elite lurker team. Luo Feng managed the formation while on the move. Rumble tilde 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 tilde. An elite lurker team inside Yulon City suddenly saw black and cyan clouds swirling above them. Luo Feng drew on the city's vast energy reserve to amplify the formation's power. Not good, a formation is forming right above us, targeting us. Be careful. Despite several attacks, the elite lurker team still had 7 leader avatars, 5 core member true bodies, and 39 core member avatars, working together with layers of illusory waves trying to resist the formation. Boom. 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 Terrifying lights erupted from the clouds, instantly tearing through the sky and enveloping the team, shattering them in moments. How is this possible? This formation is stronger than the star array. Yulon City, defending against external attacks, and still having such a powerful formation against us. In an instant, only 3 core member true bodies barely survived. But under the continuing terrifying lights, even these 3 were completely annihilated. In just over 10 breaths, an elite lurker team was wiped out. The star array attacked several teams from a distance, but Luo Feng's life and death array was directly overhead, targeting just this one team, making them feel it was more terrifying. Didn't the star array disperse? Elders need to fully resist the external attacks. How come there's another array? This array has about 5 or 6/10 the power of the star array. The elders were shocked, but could precisely evaluate the formation's power. The star array required Master Gai Dao and 92 elders. Luo Feng's accumulation was deeper, but even with the city lord's power, his life and death array had 5 or 6/10 the power of the star array. It's me, Yuan Xiong Palace Master transmitted. I am suppressing my injuries and can exert some strength. I will try to kill the lurkers. So it's Yuan Xiong Palace Master. Ignoring his injuries, even a partial exertion surpasses Palace Master Wei Yang. No wonder he masters 2.5 primordial level paths. The elders were excited. Yuan Xiong Palace Master's strength reassured them. Before his corruption, his power was far above Palace Master Wei Yang. At his peak, Yuan Xiong Palace Master's strength was much scarier, enough to rival 20 Palace Master Wei Yang's. But at his peak, he pursued escaping the braided cage, and never thought of wasting battle merit building a city. I too wished to suppress my injuries. Yuan Xiong Palace Masters felt their excitement, but he was weary and powerless. He understood his condition. Maintaining clarity was already a struggle. Yulon City Core Area. Luo Feng stood in the sky, looking into the distance. A lurker team saw Luo Feng, immediately turned and fled, avoiding a confrontation. These lurkers, mind-type low-level primordial lives, are too fast, Luo Feng sighed. Only with the city's formations can I attack anywhere and effectively hunt them. Luo Feng continued controlling the formation, and as city lord, mobilized vast energy to strengthen the formation and attack another elite lurker team. Rumble tilde tilde tilde. In the distance, terrifying lights struck. Ha ha ha, another one down. As expected of Yuan Xiong Palace Master. The city's elders were very excited. Swoosh. Luo Feng stood in the sky above Yulon City Core Area, as he saw a team of elder strongmen flying by. Brother Luo Feng. The elder-level strongmen greeted. No wonder Brother Luo Feng dares to hunt lurkers alone. Luo Feng looked at the team. The elder strongman team had 6 members, 3 elder avatars, and 3 non-elders with elder-level strength, true bodies in the city, actively defending. Luo Feng's active hunting made them friendly. Too bad these lurkers are too fast, Luo Feng said. With Yuan Xiong Palace Master, even partially exerting his strength, he can see us through this tribulation. The elders were excited. Yuan Xiong Palace Master's suppression of his injuries and powerful formation gave them hope. The team spoke a few words with Luo Feng and flew off. Not as fast as the lurkers, elder teams patrolled the core area for safety. Many elders lived there. 6 elders with treasures can fight, avoiding the superlimit level enchanting heartworm, Luo Feng thought. The enchanting heartworm's route was monitored and avoided. Only when the king was too fast was there no escape. My formation's power is insufficient, Luo Feng frowned. The star array was strong enough to destroy leader true bodies. His formation was half as powerful. Leader true bodies, as divine emperor perfection level mind type low level primordial lives, were incredibly resilient, hard to annihilate. King, our elite squads are suffering too many losses. Of our 39 elite lurker teams, 21 are gone, most members dead, survivors hiding in cave mansions, not daring to emerge. There's a black and cyan formation, destroying an elite team every dozen breaths, impossible to hide from. The leaders transmitted to the king. First the star array, then Luo Feng's life and death array, targeted elite squads. With Yuan Yang's army outside, Yulon City's defense should be under greater pressure. How can they have such a powerful formation against us? The king was puzzled. King, the remaining elite squads are panicking. If we don't find a solution, our elite squads will collapse. The leaders sensed their core members panic, nearing the breaking point. The king realized this. Before, the lurkers were fearless, seeing hope as elders dwindled, and the star array dispersed, boosting their morale. But now, the new black and cyan formation repeatedly attacking, showing no end. How could they not panic? All elite squads, disperse and hide, the king ordered. He didn't care about casualties. But seeing imminent collapse, there was no need to push. Understood. Disperse and hide. Disperse and hide. The 18 remaining elite teams sighed and scattered, phasing into cave mansions. Mind bodies easily possessed weaker mansions, controlling cultivators, avatars, or true bodies. Under mansion arrays, the cultivators couldn't pinpoint the lurkers' locations. Since they are hiding, ignore them, Yuan Xiong Palace Master ordered. We need to delay time, drag long enough, and we win. Elder teams consolidate, each strong to handle the superlimit level enchanting heartworm. The city now had the king and 5 leader teams attacking. Hold them off. The elder teams reformed, the smallest had 1 or 2, while Luo Feng, Elder Xingyi, and confident individuals acted alone. The largest had 36 elder-level strongmen, typically 20. Does quantity matter? The king, in Wei Yang Palace master guise, appeared. Moments before he was afar, now in a 19-elder team. Their lack of avatars meant they purchased life-preserving treasures. Elders, having avatars, had few or none. Woe! In an instant, 2 elder avatars were dead. The rest resisted with formations. Next. The king vanished. Comings and goings at will, that's a superlimit existence. The king, seeing Luo Feng and Elder Xingyi, ignored them. Elder Xingyi was still an elder, the king didn't want to bother. Luo Feng, not even an elder, wasn't worth his time. Cultivators with strong will secret techniques, and soul protection treasures weren't worth his time. He'd spend resources on Wei Yang and Gai Dao Palace masters, but attack other elders quickly, bypassing those with ordinary will techniques, and no soul-protecting treasures. If their number falls below a certain point, the city will fall, the king saw victory approaching. After refining the city-building seal, Luo Feng returned to the quiet room in the cave mansion, and devoted himself entirely to cultivation. Though he still directed a fraction of his mind to control the life and death array, and dispatched an avatar to help intercept the stealth teams in the core area, the current state of consuming the 100 tribulations heart essence increased his thinking speed by 3,000 times. Luo Feng focused more than 99% of his thoughts on cultivation. Life and destruction fusion. Luo Feng was rapidly perfecting it in his mind. However, as a fusion Dao, reaching its current state made it more vast than the ordinary half-primordial level Dao. The difficulty of raising and integrating them to produce a qualitative change was also incredibly high. Fortunately, Luo Feng had already reached the cusp of success, daring to attempt the breakthrough within a day with the help of the treasures. To perfect it completely within a day is still too difficult. If I were given a few more days, I'd be confident. Luo Feng knew that time was tight, so he could only strive to perfect it as quickly as possible. Suddenly, Luo Feng, since you refined the city-building seal, Yulon City has lost 15 elders. Even Yuan Xiong Palace Master felt powerless. The Yulon City defense system is almost untenable, and your formation is needed to help defend the city. Is it that bad? Luo Feng's heart trembled. Even though the team of elders worked together, and Luo Feng and his team were intercepting the stealth teams, the super limit level enchanting heartworms and 5 leader true body teams continued to hunt down elders one after another. Their mental attacks naturally annihilated the elders' avatars in the 9 Rivers Sacred Realm. We must block the external army. If we fail, the external army will invade, and it will be the end. Yuan Xiong Palace Master transmitted, your formation must also help repel the external attacks. All right. Luo Feng understood. The army must be stopped outside. If they manage to get inside, they could quickly kill elders one by one, causing the Yulon city defense system to collapse rapidly. The entire city would then be at their mercy. Buzz. With a thought, Luo Feng controlled the life and death array, also beginning to enhance the entire defense of Yulon City. Luo Feng's formation equaled the combined formation power of 40 to 50 elders, instantly easing the defense pressure on Yulon City. The Hall Master's formation is also forced to resist the external army. The stealth teams inside the city can only be intercepted by the elder teams. Even the elders felt somewhat powerless. Ha ha ha. The leader-level stealth teams were overjoyed to see the life and death array fully resisting external forces. All stealth teams, regroup and kill the elders. The king's order was issued again. The 18 elite stealth teams, initially scattered and hidden, quickly regrouped. With no formation in the sky targeting them, they had an absolute advantage in speed against the elder teams, giving them full confidence. They all felt that victory was getting closer. Kill. The most ferocious in Yulon City was the true body of the king. As a super-limit level existence, the king's power was terrifying. Most of the defense system in Yulon City had to resist the external army, making it unable to deal with the king effectively. The city could only try to delay. If they couldn't kill the king, he would continue attacking, his techniques being too advanced. Even if the elders defended cautiously in unison, they could still fall victim. The king's efficiency in killing elders was comparable to the combined effort of 5 leader teams. Each leader team consisted of 6 true bodies collaborating. Without the presence of the 3 hall masters, or powerful formations attacking them, they posed no threat to the leader teams. Stop. An avatar of Luo Feng, patrolling, instantly transformed into a blood sea, intercepting a leader team. It's Luo Feng. We ignore him, but he comes to us. Let's combine our efforts and kill him. The leaders were annoyed. Luo Feng wasn't even an elder, so they didn't want to waste time on him. However, Luo Feng transformed into an endless blood sea, covering them with his vast range. Destroy. The 6 leaders each used their mental techniques. This particular Luo Feng avatar didn't possess the undying heart, or the palm world. However, as the city lord, Luo Feng could still mobilize Yulon City's power to protect himself and wield the Lai Yuan technique for defense. With his cultivation level rising, his understanding of the Lai Yuan technique deepened. Boom. The 6 mental attacks, weakened by Yulon City's power, were forcefully resisted by Luo Feng. Luo Feng felt various illusions envelop him, disrupting his perception, but under the protection of the Lai Yuan technique, he remained awake and still clearly remembered who he was. Even 6 Divine Emperor Perfection, level mental type, low-level primordial lives cannot defeat me. Luo Feng was still vigilant. The Divine Emperor Perfection level was already this intimidating. What about the super limit level? The mental impact would be a qualitative change. Get lost. Break. The 6 leader true bodies could be both real and illusory. When their mental techniques were blocked, they materialized and unleashed their horrifying physical power. Combined, they were far more terrifying than Wei Yang Palace Master and Gai Dao Palace Master, instantly shattering the endless blood sea. Rumbling, the 6 leader teams broke free from the endless blood sea and left quickly, not wanting to waste time. This Luo Feng must have a powerful secret treasure. His mental protection is quite strong. His strength probably ranks in the top 10 in Yulon City, the leaders concluded. They didn't know that this was just one of Luo Feng's ordinary avatars. This video will end here.